Welcome to the CMO Spotlight, and today I'm here with Joshua Sims Sr.
The biggest advice that I would give to a young marketer, man, is one, the how you do anything is how you'll do everything. The amount of hard work that you're gonna have to apply in your formidable years, your young years being in the industry, it can't be duplicated with other things. Second thing that I would tell them is relationships are everything. Build organic relationships. And then the last thing is when you enter into these rooms, be your most genuine self. What you genuinely bring to an organization and to a department or to a team is what's going to create results. It's the humanization of marketing. So my superpower is that I don't meet a stranger. Every single person, doesn't matter where they come from, who they are, what they look like, being able to connect with people on a human level, and then utilizing our human connection to be able to say, hey, I appreciate the time that I've had with you. The humanization of marketing is really my superpower, man. It's my ability to connect with any person on any level about anything. I kind of mirror what I would tell anybody, I would tell everybody. And for me, whether you're on my team or not, but specifically if you're on my team, I'm going to focus on the details. For me, the opportunity is in the details. I don't believe that anything is a challenge. I look at it as an opportunity. So I like for us to have well-detailed briefs for me to be able to know where are we going? Where do you see we're going? But what I look for in professionals that are on my team is give me the details from your perspective. What do you think
Mhm.
we can accomplish? How do you see that we can get there? And then I'm going to do everything I can to support what they are doing from that process. But the opportunity is in the details. And so I'm an extremely detail oriented leader. I expect for people who are on my team to be extremely detail oriented people as well, because there's a time where that's going to flip. I'm going to move out of their way, stop being their leader, and then they're going to be the leader in a department or inside of a company of their own right. So for me, it's about preparing them for the spot when they get there. And that can only happen by being extremely detailed and being forethought, man. Having the ability to see down the periscope, having the ability to see down the tunnel and see what the results can be. And then it's the willingness to leave a little bit of room for some flexibility. And then, there's expectations and all of those things that fall in place, but they all deal with detail. They deal with leaving a little bit of room for swag, and then also being able to kind of see down the periscope of what our results can possibly be. When I was at Bojangles, we had gotten a new CMO, Tom Bolin. Tom Bolin had come from the world, literally the world leaders in media and advertising. But he was trying to figure out how to be able to maximize where we can get impressions and opportunities and reach and all of those things by what we had on the menu. One of our first conversations we had when he got the ball, he was like, "Man, tell me about something. You're one of the only people here in the organization that have experienced Bojangles your entire life. Tell me
Hmm.
of an experience that you've had with Bojangles that most others probably won't know about." And I started telling him about the story of the bird dog. The bird dog is just a chicken tender in a hot dog bun that I learned about from my dad when I was a kid playing Pop Warner. He was always one of my coaches, and he literally, one day kind of trying to feed the team, came with a box of Supremes. He was like, "Man, I don't feel like putting all of these hot dogs on the grill. I'll just take a chicken tender and put them inside of a hot dog bun, and it's still with the same condiments and all of that stuff." And we didn't know it was called a bird dog. We just thought it was something that was just really good. It was delightful. It was delectable. It tasted really great. And later on in life, having this conversation with Tom, I told him about that experience. And seeing Tom take that and go full speed ahead. I mean, literally weeks later, we were doing A/B testing in markets on this bird dog. At the time and when I left Bojangles, this was the biggest or the highest selling LTO for the year at that time when I left. I think for that year, the bird dog ended up becoming the highest selling LTO limited time offer for the year at Bojangles. Ultimately, man, it became something that was incredible. I was very, very impressed with the rate of speed. And what it taught me was that your genuine experiences, who you really truly are, and what you've done are things that people love to know about. My favorite brand in the world, man, and it really is. It's Nike. Nike for me is the gold standard when it comes to marketing. The Nike brand is something that I would say is one that's kind of aspirational for me. I've always described Nike as a sports brand that sells apparel. As a person who absolutely loves sports and not so much of a fan of apparel as much as I am a humongous fan of sports, All of my
Hmm.
favorite athletes, all of the athletes that I've always thought about, all of my favorite brands, as far as from just an integration and brand congruence and just having relationships, in some way, shape, or form, man, they have Nike involved. And so for me, that's why I say that it's Nike's ability to be able to move human beings to that place of affinity, and really they stay there, man, for life, man. There are people who are Nike lifers who, no matter what country they're in or where they are or what their settings are, they will stand in line for Nike for anything, for just a basketball, for their athletes signing things. That's why I love the brand Nike, man.